In the journey of life, there are moments where we feel that time has slipped away, opportunities have passed us by, and our efforts have seemingly been in vain. Yet, in the midst of this perceived loss, there is a profound promise rooted in the heart of Christian faith, that God is a God of restoration. The concept of wasted years is a familiar one to many, echoing the regrets and missed chances that haunt our past. However, for those who believe, there is a divine reassurance that these years of apparent loss are not beyond redemption. They serve as a testament to God's ability to turn the darkest seasons of our lives into beacons of hope and renewal. Each sign of restoration is a testament to God's promise to restore what was lost, to rebuild what was broken, and to redeem the time we thought was wasted. These signs are not mere coincidences, but divine interventions, subtle reminders that God's plan for our lives transcends our understanding of time and circumstance. As we recognize these signs, whether through unexpected opportunities, healed relationships, or newfound purpose, we come to understand that every setback was a setup for God's greater purpose in our lives. This revelation brings not only comfort, but also a renewed sense of faith, knowing that God's restoration is not bound by our past mistakes or the passage of time. It is a promise fulfilled through His unending grace and steadfast love, offering us hope for a future where every wasted year becomes a testimony of His faithfulness and transformative power. Before we delve deeper into the video, please make sure you subscribed our channel. Number 1. Unexpected opportunities. Life often presents us with seasons where closed doors seem to outnumber open ones, leaving us feeling stagnant or even hopeless. Yet amidst these challenges, there lies a profound promise of unexpected opportunities. These opportunities are not mere coincidences, but divine orchestrations that pave the way for new beginnings and offer us chances to reclaim lost time. Imagine a time in your life when every avenue seemed blocked, every effort met with disappointment. It's in these very moments that God's handiwork becomes most apparent. He specializes in turning what appears to be dead ends into paths of possibility. This transformation is not just about chance, it's a testament to His sovereignty and boundless love for His children. For Sarah, a young professional navigating a series of rejections in her job search, the turning point came unexpectedly through a networking event she almost skipped. Connecting with someone who recognized her potential opened doors to a job opportunity that perfectly aligned with her skills and passions. What once felt like a string of closed doors became the stepping stones to a fulfilling career path she never imagined possible. God's timing is impeccable, often bringing these opportunities when we least expect them. These moments are not just about career advancements, but also about personal growth and spiritual elevation. They remind us that God's plans for us are far greater than we can comprehend, and His provision extends beyond our immediate needs. Consider Joseph, whose story in Genesis portrays a journey marked by betrayal, slavery, and imprisonment. Despite these seemingly insurmountable obstacles, each phase of Joseph's life led to unexpected opportunities that eventually positioned him as a leader in Egypt. His ability to interpret dreams catapulted him from the depths of despair to a position of prominence, where he played a pivotal role in saving his family and countless others from famine. Joseph's story echoes through the ages as a testament to God's faithfulness in orchestrating unexpected opportunities. His journey from the pit to the palace underscores the transformative power of God's intervention in our lives. Like Joseph, we may find ourselves in situations where setbacks threaten to define our future. Yet, God's promise remains steadfast. He will open doors that no one can shut and lead us into spaces where His purpose for our lives unfolds in ways we never thought possible. The concept of unexpected opportunities extends beyond career advancements. It encompasses every aspect of our lives, relationships, personal growth, and spiritual maturity. When God opens a door, it's an invitation to step into His divine plan, trusting that He will guide our steps and fulfill His promises. For Maria, a single mother navigating the challenges of raising 2 young children, an unexpected opportunity came in the form of a supportive community that rallied around her during a difficult season. What started as a simple invitation to a neighborhood event blossomed into lasting friendships and a network of support that eased her burdens and enriched her children's lives. Through these connections, Maria discovered God's provision not only in tangible ways, but also in the comfort and encouragement offered by those who became like family. God's provision often surpasses our expectations, addressing our deepest needs and desires in ways that affirm His love and faithfulness. These unexpected opportunities serve as reminders of His goodness and sovereignty over our lives. They teach us to embrace uncertainty with faith, knowing that God's timing is perfect and His plans are intricately woven into every detail of our journey. As we reflect on the promise of unexpected opportunities, let us approach each day with expectancy and faith. Let us pray for discernment to recognize God's hand at work in our lives, even in moments of difficulty or doubt. And let us rejoice in the assurance that God is always working behind the scenes, orchestrating circumstances for our good and His glory. Number 2, healing of broken relationships. One of life's most profound challenges can be navigating fractured relationships, those that have suffered from misunderstandings, hurtful words, or simply the passage of time. Yet, amidst the pain of brokenness, there exists a powerful promise of healing. This promise extends beyond mere reconciliation. It speaks to the restoration of bonds that were once thought irreparable. In the tapestry of human relationships, conflicts and misunderstandings often create rifts that seem insurmountable. These rifts can be between friends, family members, or even within marriages. They leave scars that linger, affecting not only our emotions but also our sense of identity and belonging. Consider Sarah and Emily, childhood friends whose bond was severed by a misunderstanding that festered for years. What began as a small disagreement grew into a chasm of silence and bitterness. Yet, through a series of unexpected events and heartfelt conversations, they found themselves on a journey towards reconciliation. It wasn't easy, forgiveness rarely is, but through humility and grace, they rediscovered the joy of friendship that had once defined their lives. For many, the path to healing begins with forgiveness, a choice to release the pain of the past and embrace the possibility of reconciliation. This act of forgiveness is not just for the benefit of the other person, but also for our own emotional and spiritual well-being. It allows us to let go of bitterness and resentment, creating space for healing and restoration to take place. God's heart is deeply invested in the restoration of relationships. His love is a catalyst for reconciliation, offering us a blueprint for how to navigate conflicts and rebuild trust. The Bible is replete with stories of reconciled relationships, like the prodigal son welcomed back by his father with open arms, or Peter, who denied Jesus 3 times but was later restored and entrusted with leadership in the early church. In the journey of healing broken relationships, prayer becomes a powerful tool. It's a way for us to surrender our hurts and desires to God, inviting His healing touch into the hearts of those we love. Through prayer, we acknowledge our dependence on God's grace to mend what is broken and to restore what has been lost. Sometimes, healing comes in unexpected ways. It could be a simple apology that opens the door to reconciliation, or a shared experience that bridges the divide between 2 hearts. For Mark and Lisa, a married couple grappling with years of misunderstandings and unspoken hurts, the turning point came during a weekend retreat where they were encouraged to communicate openly and listen empathetically. In that sacred space, they rediscovered the foundation of their love and committed to rebuilding their marriage with God at the center. The healing of broken relationships is a testament to God's redemptive power. It's a process that requires patience, humility, and a willingness to extend grace, even when it feels undeserved. Through His guidance, we learn the art of reconciliation, discovering that true healing begins with a heart transformed by love and forgiveness. Number 3, financial blessings. In the journey of life, financial struggles can weigh heavily on our hearts and minds, affecting our ability to pursue dreams, support loved ones, and live with peace of mind. Yet amidst these challenges, there exists a promise of financial blessings, unexpected provision and breakthroughs that lift the burden of past hardships and usher in a season of abundance. Financial struggles are a common thread that binds humanity together, transcending boundaries of age, ethnicity, and social status. They can stem from job loss, mounting debts, unforeseen medical expenses, or simply the ebb and flow of economic uncertainties. In these moments of uncertainty, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and discouraged. However, for those who trust in God's provision, there is a profound assurance that He cares deeply about our financial well-being. The Bible is filled with promises of God's faithfulness in providing for His children's needs. From the widow's oil that miraculously multiplied to sustain her family, to Jesus feeding the multitudes with a few loaves and fish, these stories illustrate God's ability to multiply resources beyond what seems possible. For John and Mary, a couple facing mounting debts and uncertainty after John lost his job unexpectedly, the turning point came through a series of unexpected job offers and freelance opportunities that not only met their financial needs, but also exceeded them. What began as a season of fear and uncertainty transformed into a testimony of God's provision and faithfulness. Financial blessings often come when we least expect them, demonstrating God's timing and His desire to alleviate our burdens. They are not just about material wealth, but also about the peace of mind and freedom that come from trusting God to meet our needs according to His riches in glory. Philippians 4:19. God invites us to bring our financial concerns to Him in prayer, trusting that He hears our petitions and delights in blessing His children. Through prayer, we acknowledge our dependence on His wisdom and provision, inviting His guidance in managing our finances wisely and stewarding resources well. Sometimes, financial blessings manifest through unexpected sources, like a job offer that surpasses our qualifications, a promotion that comes sooner than anticipated, or a generous gift from a friend or family member. These moments remind us that God's provision is not bound by conventional means, but flows abundantly according to His divine plan. In the journey of receiving financial blessings, it's important to cultivate a spirit of gratitude and generosity. Gratitude allows us to recognize and appreciate God's faithfulness in both times of abundance and times of need. Generosity, in turn, positions us to be channels of God's blessings to others, whether through financial support, acts of kindness, or sharing our resources with those in need. For Sarah, a single mother struggling to make ends meet, the unexpected blessing came in the form of a scholarship for her daughter's education and a promotion at work that doubled her income. These provisions not only relieved her financial stress, but also renewed her hope for the future and strengthened her faith in God's provision. As we reflect on the promise of financial blessings, let us approach each day with faith and expectancy. Let us manage our finances with wisdom and stewardship, knowing that God's desire is for us to prosper and be in good health, even as our souls prosper. 3 John 1:2. And let us celebrate each breakthrough as a testimony of God's faithfulness and the abundance of His grace in our lives. Number 4, clarity of purpose. In the midst of life's uncertainties and challenges, there is a deep longing within each of us to understand our purpose and direction. This quest for clarity is not merely a desire for success or recognition, but a spiritual journey to align our lives with God's divine plan. Amidst the confusion and doubts, there exists a promise of clarity, a newfound sense of direction that illuminates God's purpose for our lives, even when it may have seemed obscured or uncertain before. Finding clarity of purpose often begins with introspection and prayer, a willingness to seek God's guidance and surrender our plans to His divine will. It requires patience and a heart open to His leading, trusting that He knows the desires of our hearts and has a specific plan for our lives. Consider David, a young professional who felt unfulfilled in his career despite achieving success by worldly standards. Through a period of seeking God in prayer and reflection, David began to discern a calling to use his skills in entrepreneurship to support underserved communities through sustainable business initiatives. What started as a vague sense of dissatisfaction transformed into a clear vision and passion for social impact, a calling that resonated deeply with his faith and values. God's guidance often unfolds gradually, revealing His purpose for our lives through various experiences, relationships, and opportunities. It's a journey marked by moments of revelation and confirmation, divine intersections where our talents, passions, and opportunities align with God's kingdom purposes. Joseph in the Old Testament experienced this firsthand through a series of dreams that foretold his future leadership role. Despite facing adversity and betrayal, Joseph clung to the assurance that God's plan for his life was greater than the hardships he endured. Each trial he faced became a stepping stone towards fulfilling God's purpose, eventually leading him to a position of influence and provision for his family during a time of famine. Number 5, inner healing. Emotional wounds have a profound impact on our lives, shaping how we perceive ourselves, relate to others, and navigate the world around us. These wounds can stem from various sources: past traumas, broken relationships, or even negative self-perceptions that leave us feeling vulnerable, burdened, and unable to experience true peace. Yet, amidst the pain and turmoil, there exists a promise of inner healing, a transformative journey that brings emotional stability and restores peace to our hearts. The journey of inner healing often begins with acknowledging the wounds we carry and seeking God's healing touch. It's a process of surrendering our hurts, fears, and insecurities to Him, trusting that His love and grace are sufficient to mend what is broken and bring restoration to our souls. Imagine Sarah, who struggled for years with deep-seated insecurities stemming from childhood experiences of rejection and abandonment. These wounds affected her relationships, career aspirations, and overall sense of self-worth. Through prayer, counseling, and support from a faith community, Sarah began to confront these painful memories and allow God's healing presence to penetrate her heart. Gradually, the burden of past hurts began to lift, replaced by a newfound sense of peace and wholeness that she had longed for. God's healing is not limited by time or circumstance. His love is a balm that soothes the deepest wounds and brings comfort to the most shattered hearts. The Bible reassures us of His promise to heal the brokenhearted and bind up their wounds. Psalm 147:3. This healing is not just a temporary relief, but a profound transformation that permeates every aspect of our lives, restoring joy, resilience, and a renewed sense of purpose. Joseph, in the Old Testament, experienced this firsthand when he was reunited with his brothers who had betrayed him years earlier. Despite the pain and betrayal, Joseph chose to forgive and reconcile with his brothers, recognizing God's greater purpose in their reconciliation. This act of forgiveness and reconciliation was not just about repairing relationships, but also about experiencing God's healing power to restore what was broken and bring closure to years of pain. Number 6, restored joy and laughter. In life's journey, seasons of sorrow and grief can overshadow our ability to experience joy and laughter. Whether due to loss, disappointment, or prolonged challenges, these seasons can leave us feeling drained, weary, and disconnected from the happiness that once defined our lives. Yet, amidst the darkness, there exists a promise of restored joy and laughter, a renewal of spirit that brings back happiness and contentment where there was once sorrow and grief. The restoration of joy and laughter often begins with a shift in perspective, a conscious decision to embrace hope and gratitude despite circumstances. It's about recognizing that God's joy is not dependent on external factors, but springs forth from a deep-seated trust in His goodness and faithfulness. Imagine Mark, who endured years of personal setbacks and health challenges that dimmed his once vibrant spirit. Through prayer, support from loved ones, and a renewed commitment to trusting God's plan, Mark began to experience moments of laughter and joy that seemed elusive for so long. These moments, though small at first, grew into a profound sense of happiness and contentment as he leaned into God's promises and allowed His joy to fill his heart. God's desire for His children is to experience abundant life, a life filled with joy, peace, and contentment that surpasses human understanding. His joy is a gift that sustains us through trials and tribulations, reminding us that His presence brings fullness of joy and pleasures forevermore. Joseph in the Old Testament experienced the restoration of joy and laughter after years of adversity and separation from his family. His reunion with his brothers and father brought tears of joy and laughter as he witnessed God's faithfulness in redeeming what was lost and bringing reconciliation to his family. For many, the restoration of joy and laughter is a journey of rediscovery, a process of letting go of past hurts and embracing God's promises for a future filled with hope and happiness. It's about finding moments of laughter in the midst of tears, knowing that God's grace is sufficient to sustain us through every season of life. Through worship, fellowship, and acts of kindness, we can cultivate an atmosphere where joy and laughter thrive. It's about creating space in our lives for God's joy to permeate our hearts and overflow into the lives of those around us. As we surrender our sorrows and burdens to Him, He replaces them with His peace that surpasses all understanding and His joy that becomes our strength. As we reflect on the promise of restored joy and laughter, let us approach each day with gratitude and expectancy. Let us pray for eyes to see God's goodness in the midst of challenges and hearts that are open to receiving His joy. And let us celebrate each moment of laughter as a testament to God's faithfulness and the abundant life He promises to those who trust in Him. Number 7, divine connections. Life's journey is often enriched by the people we meet along the way. Individuals whose presence brings wisdom, support, and encouragement precisely when we need it most. These connections, often orchestrated by God, play a crucial role in guiding us towards His purpose and providing us with the strength to navigate life's challenges. Divine connections are more than mere chance encounters. They are intentional relationships that align with God's plans for our lives. They can manifest as mentors who offer guidance and wisdom, friends who provide companionship and understanding, or partners who walk alongside us in shared faith and commitment. Consider the story of Paul and Timothy in the New Testament, a mentorship that blossomed into a profound relationship grounded in mutual faith and respect. Paul, recognizing Timothy's potential and passion for ministry, became not only a mentor, but also a trusted friend and spiritual father. Through Paul's guidance and encouragement, Timothy grew in his faith and eventually became a key leader in the early church. Divine connections often emerge unexpectedly, bringing individuals into our lives who complement our strengths, challenge our perspectives, and uplift our spirits. These relationships are marked by a shared commitment to God's kingdom purposes and a genuine desire to see each other grow and thrive in their faith. For Sarah, a young professional navigating the complexities of a new career, a divine connection came in the form of a seasoned colleague who offered mentorship and practical advice. What began as a professional relationship soon evolved into a deep friendship built on shared values and a mutual commitment to honoring God in their work and interactions. God's handiwork is evident in the timing and impact of these divine connections. They often come during pivotal moments, times of transition, uncertainty, or spiritual growth, when we need encouragement and guidance to discern His will for our lives. Through these connections, God affirms His promise to provide for our needs and surround us with individuals who strengthen our faith and encourage us to live boldly for Him. Number 8, career advancement. In the dynamic landscape of professional life, challenges such as stagnation or setbacks can sometimes obscure the path to advancement and success. Yet, amidst these trials, there exists a promise of career advancement, opportunities that pave the way for growth and propel you forward professionally, aligning with God's plan for your life. Career advancement often emerges from periods of perseverance and faithfulness where setbacks are transformed into stepping stones towards greater opportunities. It's a journey marked by resilience, determination, and a steadfast belief in God's provision and guidance. Consider the story of Daniel in the Bible, a young man taken captive and exiled to Babylon, where he faced numerous challenges to his faith and identity. Despite these obstacles, Daniel remained steadfast in his commitment to honor God in all he did, even in the face of adversity. Through God's favor and Daniel's diligence, he rose to prominence in the Babylonian kingdom, eventually becoming a trusted advisor to the king. Divine favor and opportunities for career advancement often come unexpectedly, opening doors that seemed closed or unreachable before. These opportunities may include promotions, new job offers, or recognition for your skills and contributions in the workplace. They are manifestations of God's faithfulness and His desire to bless His children with success and fulfillment in their professional endeavors. For Sarah, a marketing professional who experienced a period of stagnation in her career, the turning point came through a new leadership role that challenged her to apply her creativity and strategic insights in innovative ways. What began as a daunting transition evolved into a transformative experience where Sarah's skills were recognized and valued, leading to further career growth and opportunities. God's plan for our careers extends beyond mere success. It encompasses purpose and fulfillment that align with His kingdom values. It's about using our talents and abilities to make a positive impact in our workplaces and communities, reflecting God's glory through our professional achievements and interactions. In the pursuit of career advancement, prayer becomes a powerful tool for seeking God's guidance and wisdom. It's a way for us to align our ambitions with His divine will, trusting that He knows the plans He has for us, plans to prosper us and not to harm us, plans to give us hope and a future. As we reflect on the promise of career advancement, let us approach each opportunity with faith and expectancy. Let us cultivate a spirit of excellence and integrity in all we do, knowing that our ultimate purpose is to glorify God and serve others with humility and grace. And let us celebrate each step towards professional growth, recognizing that every advancement is a testament to God's faithfulness and provision in our lives. Number 9, spiritual growth. In the journey of faith, there are seasons of profound transformation, where God's faithfulness becomes evident in restoring what was lost, deepening our trust in His promises and plan for our lives. These moments of spiritual growth are not just about overcoming challenges, but about experiencing God's presence and provision in ways that strengthen our faith and reshape our understanding of His unfailing love. Spiritual growth often begins in the midst of trials and adversity, times when we may feel lost or distant from God's purpose. It's in these moments that God's faithfulness shines brightest, offering comfort, guidance, and restoration to weary souls. Consider the story of Job in the Bible, a man who endured unimaginable losses and suffering, yet remained steadfast in his faith and trust in God. Through Job's unwavering commitment to God, even in the face of adversity, he experienced a profound spiritual transformation that deepened his understanding of God's sovereignty and grace. For many, spiritual growth is a journey of surrender and renewal, a willingness to let go of our own desires and trust in God's perfect plan for our lives. It's about seeking His will through prayer, studying His Word, and embracing His promises with unwavering faith. God's restoration is not limited by circumstances or human understanding. It's a divine process that unfolds according to His timing and purposes, bringing beauty from ashes and joy from sorrow. The Bible assures us that God is near to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. His restoration is a testament to His compassion and commitment to redeeming what was lost. In the journey of spiritual growth, prayer becomes a cornerstone of our relationship with God, a way for us to commune with Him, express our gratitude, and seek His guidance in all aspects of our lives. Through prayer, we surrender our fears and anxieties, trusting that God's plans for us are good and that He works all things together for our ultimate good. Romans 8:28. As we reflect on the promise of spiritual growth, let us approach each day with expectancy and humility. Let us celebrate the moments of transformation and renewal, knowing that each experience of God's faithfulness draws us closer to His heart. And let us continue to seek His presence and guidance, trusting that He is leading us on a path of spiritual maturity and deeper intimacy with Him. Fulfillment of long-held dreams. In the tapestry of life, there are moments when dreams and aspirations that once seemed distant or impossible suddenly come to fruition. These are not mere coincidences but divine interventions, manifestations of God's faithfulness in fulfilling His promises and orchestrating circumstances to align with His perfect plan for our lives. The fulfillment of long-held dreams often begins with a seed of desire planted in our hearts, a vision, a passion, or a calling that ignites our faith and fuels our persistence through seasons of waiting and uncertainty. It's a journey marked by perseverance, prayer, and a steadfast belief in God's ability to bring about what He has promised. Consider the story of Abraham and Sarah in the Bible, a couple who waited decades for the fulfillment of God's promise to bless them with a child. Despite their advanced age and human limitations, God remained faithful to His word, miraculously granting them a son, Isaac, whose birth fulfilled God's covenant and brought immeasurable joy to their lives. For many, the fulfillment of long-held dreams is not just about personal achievement, but about witnessing God's power and faithfulness in tangible ways. It may include career milestones, educational achievements, restored relationships, or opportunities to serve others in meaningful ways, all of which reflect God's provision and guidance in our lives. Take Sarah, a dedicated educator who harbored a dream of establishing a school in her community to provide quality education to underprivileged children. Through years of prayer, hard work, and unwavering faith, Sarah's dream became a reality as doors opened, resources were provided, and passionate educators joined her in fulfilling this vision of hope and transformation. God's faithfulness, transcends human limitations and timelines. His promises are sure, and His timing is perfect. The Bible reassures us that God is not slow in keeping His promises, as some understand slowness, but He is patient, not wanting anyone to perish, but everyone to come to repentance. 2 Peter 3:9. His faithfulness is a testament to His love for us and His desire to bless us abundantly according to His will. In the journey of experiencing the fulfillment of long-held dreams, prayer becomes a vital aspect of our relationship with God, a way for us to align our desires with His purposes and seek His guidance in every step we take. Through prayer, we surrender our fears and uncertainties, trusting that God's plans for us are good and that He delights in giving us the desires of our hearts when they align with His will. Psalm 37:4. As we reflect on the promise of the fulfillment of long-held dreams, let us approach each day with faith and expectancy. Let us celebrate the milestones and achievements, knowing that each accomplishment is a testament to God's faithfulness and provision in our lives. And let us continue to trust in His promises, knowing that He who began a good work in us will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. Philippians 1:6. In conclusion, the fulfillment of long-held dreams is a testament to God's faithfulness and provision in our lives, a journey where our faith is strengthened, our hearts are filled with gratitude, and our lives are transformed by His grace. May we continue to trust in His promises, persevere in prayer, and rejoice in His faithfulness as we pursue His perfect plan for our lives. These signs serve as tangible reminders of God's unwavering commitment to restoring every wasted year and turning past struggles into stepping stones towards a future filled with hope and purpose. Thank you for being with us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe the channel.